Welcome back to the show. Here's the scene. Mother's Day weekend 2026. I'm in California. We have been here under a month. I already have a list of lessons that have nothing to do with real estate. They're lessons that actually are about moving through a hard season, surviving a hard job, a hard boss. And they come through what I learned about real estate in the last few months, a really chaotic transition, a life that's in the middle of changing fast. I'm calling this the California era, and I'm going to bring you into it. So, what happened is we sold our house in Colorado. We moved to the Bay Area. If you didn't know this, it's one of the most expensive, most competitive real estate markets on the planet with no housing secured. I promise I'm going to bring this back to your job. We sold our house in January, or we started to sell our house in January, which was terrible timing. It means we couldn't put up our Christmas tree. You all know that I have my Christmas tree up from November to June usually. So, we're like, what's the point of putting it up if we're staging the house? We were going from a 6,000 foot huge house in Colorado to a pretty huge house for the Bay Area, but much smaller, 2,700 square feet. We got rid of 80% of everything we've accumulated. I had stuff from high school in there, decades and decades of building our life. Every move we made, we just kept moving to bigger and bigger houses, and we had no time to go through it. So we just carried all of it with us, and everything had a lot of energy. It was an enormous project to get here. And I'm a person who gets overwhelmed by paint swatches at Home Depot. So this was a lot. And I have never been something like this. There's something like this at this level, this intensity. As a coach, I had so much awareness of it. So I am going to bring you into this and tell you all the life lessons that really meant a lot to me and got me through this process and will get you through your job. So, lesson one, surrender to the process. And let me clear about what this is not. This is not accepting a bad situation forever, rolling over, taking it, becoming a doormat. Not at all. Surrendering to the process just means surrendering to the belief you're going to figure this out, even when you can't see how it's working out. So, for me, spinning at night at 2 a.m. in the morning, making terrible decisions, unable to function, none of that was getting me a house crying in my basement because there was just literally, it looked like there was a hoarder in there. There was so much stuff piled up. I was going through everything, putting it into piles and crying through it because it was so overwhelming. That wasn't helping me get to the goal of moving out. So surrendering was really surrendering to myself. This is what the Bay Area market looks like. It's not personal. I'm just going to keep going and showing up, and then we'll find my house. I don't have to go through all this stuff, but I don't want to bring all this stuff with me. I want to start all over in California. All this stuff has energetic weight. All these letters from my boyfriend in high school, who was a terrible boyfriend. Why am I holding on to it when I've got such a good man who's a husband? It's time to let go a lot of this. So, what does this mean for you at work? Surrendering the process does not mean expecting accepting a bad contract or having you tolerate an abusive chair. Not at all. It means where can you trust yourself to keep taking action, strategic action, smart action to find your way through, even if you don't see the whole plan right now. All you have to do is keep moving. Lesson two, do the unconventional thing. So listen, we lost the first house we put a bid on. I mean, not even close. They didn't even look at the offer. They had eight all cash offers, all over ask, way over our budget. They didn't even look at ours. We got this news when we were in Colorado, and I turned to my husband and said, "Get us on a plane tomorrow." There were $1,000 seat tickets, but I was like, "What's the option? Living in Marriott for months? No, get us back." And at this point, and we were looking at all available houses in the region that we were targeting. Now there were only eight houses left. They just fly off the market. It's incredible. By the time we landed our plane, there were five houses left. So we went to go see all of them. And we found one that we had overlooked the first time. And we were like, you know what? This house could work. And we saw it within like 2 minutes of seeing it. We made an offer above what they had a competing offer. We went above that offer and we got the house. Over $3 million. I've never spent so much on a house. Right? We're like, we don't have time to go through all the mental drama of this. We want to have a family house. If we had done what we'd always done, which is wait, research, be cautious, think about it, sleep on it, talk to our coach about it, talk to our family about it, listen, we would still be in a Marriott. What this means for you at work. Where are you running the same play over and over and over again and expecting a different outcome? Where are you hoping that something different happens, even though you keep doing the same thing? Same boss, same actions, same results. What's the conversation you've been avoiding for years? Why haven't you tried to coach your boss? What haven't you done yet? Do something new. Because whatever you're doing, the current data you have is telling you how it's going. If you want a different result, we just need to do something new. Lesson three, this will help you a lot, is look at the data. So we've bought and sold houses 4 or 5 times by now. We are kind of experienced at this. And we walked in thinking we knew how it worked. Wrong, we didn't. We were not looking at the data. The real estate agent said, listen, you've never bought in the Bay Area before. You don't know this market. Trust me. No contingencies, no inspection. You're going to buy it as is without inspection and just hope that it goes well. Right? That was her advice to us. We're like, you are insane. We almost fired her. So we went into the Bay Area Facebook moms group and just asked, how do you buy houses here? And they said the exact same thing. Go over, ask, have all cash if possible. Do not make any contingency on anything. Just hope that it works out. Wow. So that's what we did. And that's the house that we got. And we love this house. So, what does this mean for your work? If your chair hasn't scheduled you to your contract in 8 years, that is good data to have. It means she's not gonna. If she keeps saying she's going to fix your schedule when you're fully staffed, but you've been there 20 years, you've never been fully staffed, girl, you're not going to get fully staffed. She's not changing the schedule. Good data to have. It doesn't mean you have to hate her or hate yourself. It's just like, oh no, this is what we are dealing with here. That's good data to have. So, where are you looking at a decade of evidence and waiting for something to change magically on own, like it's a Disneyland fairy tale movie? Listen, and I'm not belittling you. That's what I thought about buying this house was, okay? But it's like so relieving to be like, my boss isn't the fairy godmother. And I deserve a happy ending, a fairy tale ending. I'm the godmother, right? I'm the one who can move this towards the decision I deserve, 100%. It's sort of like to dig in and find where am I hoping that my hard work pays off, that someone's going to see me, recognize me, and things are going to shift magically with promotion. And what if that's actually not factually true? I can trade in hoping for things getting better to coaching my job into becoming a better job. Instead of hoping in 5 to 10 years of hard work, a promotion will solve everything, I'm just going to go start coaching my boss right now and start solving things year one on this job. So good, right? Okay, lesson four, make a decision. Ooh, mama. There were literally a million decisions between like, should we move to California to actually selling the house, moving here, and all the things, high school, DMV, everything. And I'll tell you, my brain really liked to spin out. And really, I noticed it was really spinning out on indecision. I could do this or I could do that. We could move in here, we could do that. We could change the floors, we could do that. We could remodel, right? Lots of indecision. And that was really the exhausting part of it all. Versus, I would just tell myself, let's just make a decision. The moment I made a decision, we just moved towards it. I was released from all the spinning and the energy and just went right towards the action, the result. So for you at work, what this means is indecision isn't neutral. Indecision is expensive. It costs you time, energy, sleep, momentum. It doesn't protect you from anything, even though your body's like, this is protecting me. No, 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 it's not. It's keeping you up at night and 20 pounds heavier because of the emotional eating. Pick a decision, adjust as you go, believe you're always moving towards better. Know there are no accidents in the universe. Never go back. Once you make a decision, never tell yourself you made the wrong decision. Just make a new decision. This is where, by the way, having a coach is really, really helpful. Lesson number 5, build your rest into the process. So every single day, whether it was in Colorado or California, forever, I got to tell you, have this decompression time, like around 6 to 7, we are going to be watching TV, eating on a walk. So like at 4 to 5 hours every day of nothing but rest. We needed it. Not as a luxury. That was our strategy. And in medicine, that was my strategy too. So we could sleep, so we could think clearly, so we could keep making good decisions in a market that required us to be sharp. So for you, really, like we want to apply that to you deserve rest and fun and play now. Hours of it, 5 to 6 hours of it a day, plus 8 to 9 hours of sleep. So stop telling yourself you'll get rest someday when you're promoted, after the grants due, after the papers, and after you've been there 5 years, after you have the title. You actually need rest to get all those things. So schedule like a patient appointment and make it non-negotiable. Lesson 6 is build your team. So listen, my husband and I, we just celebrated 23rd wedding anniversary. And I asked him, what do you love most about this marriage? He's like, we're such a good team. And this was a really good example of it. He is all numbers. He would research, look at the listings, study the photos, build spreadsheets. I didn't do one thing. He said, do you want to look at this house? I say, absolutely not. I decide off vibes. Over a $3 million house was a decision on vibes. I was like, I don't want to see pictures. I want to walk in the house and see what the energy is. We walked into one house. Our real estate agent thought it was hilarious. Like sometimes it was literally 2 minutes, 5 seconds, I'm out. I walked in one house, I was like, I feel high murder vibes. Like, I think someone was murdered here. That's the feeling I have about this house. Ain't no way I'm buying this house out. And my husband would be like, well, but the price, blah, blah, blah. I said, no, 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 no. If every night on my way to my bedroom, I have to feel someone being murdered here, it's a no for me. So we just made a really good pair because each of us had information the other person didn't. I had the vibes and he had the data, and together we made a really good call. So, for you at work, where are you partnering all by yourself? Where can you bring in some support? You can bring in someone with complementary skills, someone who's, if you're great at seeing patients, but you just are, your relationship with your colleagues is a wreck, bring in someone who's naturally good at influencing conversations and leadership, asking for what you want, influencing politics without losing yourself in it. You don't have to be excellent at everything. Nobody is. But if you have the right team, you don't need to be. You just be good at some things and let someone else be good at others. Okay, lesson 7, know your limits. Of course, you can do everything magnificently. Women physicians are the most brilliant people on the planet, but you shouldn't. You should not do everything. At a certain point during this move, I would just look at my husband. I just got this point of exhaustion where I was like, I'm done. I can't make, no, no, I can't, not one more color, not one more decision. I just can't. I'm done for today. I need to sleep before I can resume. Like I could just feel I need a day, what I call hand off the baton and then rest. And how I knew this is I'd ask myself, like, do I know what I want to drink? If I can't make a decision about what I want to drink, I definitely can't make a decision about which of these walls on our house needs to come down, right? So for you, what's that signal? What does that tell that you've hit your wall? Learn it, name it, honor it. Do not push through it. I know medicine teaches us to push, push. Do not push through it. Just hand off the baton. The physicians who stay in medicine the longest, who get paid the most, or maybe not staying the longest, but who are most successful, who are happy, who are paid very, very well, do not push themselves. They know when to rest, how to when to hand off the baton, when to walk away. Lesson number 8, remember your why. So in the middle of all of this, I was leaving Colorado, which I loved, a house that I loved, a life that I loved. I've had my nail person, my hair person, my all my doctors lined up. I picked them all out. Um, and we'd spend hours every day packing. My brain was like, what the hell am I doing? And I would remind myself why I'm doing this. I've been called to California my whole life. My daughter moved there. We spent a summer here. I had the best summer of my whole life. This move was for me. Yes, my husband was getting a dream job, amazing, but this move I kept telling myself was for me. That helped me really stop crying in the basement over these boxes, right? So I want to give you permission to get back to your why. Why did you pick this job? At one point, you were kind of excited about it, most likely. If not, come to coaching will help you get that excitement. But even if your why is I just need to pay my bills, I have so many women physicians who are like, I'm in this job to pay my bills, and I hate this reason. Medicine should never be about money. And I was like, wait a second. Most people in this country are in their job for money. They're not like most people in the hospital, the best doctors, you ask them, would you do this for free? Most of the doctors say, absolutely not. No way, I'll sue you if you make me do this for free, right? It's not a bad thing that you want to protect your family. I think it's the most gracious, honorable thing in the world. You want your children to eat and have all the educational opportunities and a beautiful home. That's legit and honorable. You don't need anything more glamorous than that. And I would say for all the physician women I work with, you have very glamorous reasons. Wanting, like what you do day to day, saving lives, helping patients, there's nothing better than that. You have glamorous reasons. You just might be disconnected from them. So when you're having a tough day, why did you take this job? You didn't have to. And if you think you did have to, come see me, we'll work on that, because that's the first thing that has you feeling really trapped in this life is there was a part of you who really wanted to. You're really hoping you were going to get a yes, what was that part? Like connect with her. She had really good reasons. Get in touch with them. They matter. They make your day so much easier. It doesn't mean you have to settle, but at least reconnect with and honor the part of you who thought this was a good decision. Be like, yeah, I had good reasons. Let me remind myself just to start feeling better about your next steps. Okay, lesson number 9. This part is temporary. There is a move out day. I was like, girl, we are eventually going to get to the end of this move because eventually this truck is coming, right? And they're going to take it whatever they see. Um, but yeah, we're going to eventually stop packing up. And on the other side of Colorado, we brought like 20% of our stuff. Like there's a limited number of boxes we can unpack. Eventually, it's all done. It was hard to remember that in the thick of it, of course. But there is a day when the last box is packed, the truck moves away. Nothing in life lasts forever, including this really, really hard part where we don't quite see it all coming together. So for you at work, as long as you don't quit on yourself, one of two things will happen. The job will get better or you'll find a better job. And if you're in my program, like you're 90 days away from that, if not sooner. But either way, you're moving forward. This discomfort you're in right now doesn't have a permanent address. It's temporary. Lesson 10, this is my last one. You're always moving towards better. And this is the thought that really got me through all of it. I'm always moving towards better. I said it when I didn't even know we had a house here, when I was just like, oops, I guess we're going to be in the Marriott, right? I said it when the offer fell through. I said it when I was on the flight to California, like overnight, Wednesday night. I said, we're going to be in California Thursday. I said it when we'd been in the house 3 minutes. I said, we're putting $3 million down on this house. And it was very grounding and settling. Even though I didn't have any facts for it, I told myself we're going towards better because there's no option. Like anything else would feel terrible. And actually, we do have evidence because if you look back at your life, look back at my life, like the move from high school to college to med school to residency to fellowship, first job, second job, it was always an upward mobility thing. Like, there was not a moment where we went way back to high school or college. It was always moving forward. You can find the evidence for you that too. And when you tell yourself that, it just frees you up to make really good decisions. You feel so much better. This current house, I'll tell you, okay, now we have a PS. We are in this house. I'm pretty much unpacked. My husband has some things and my daughter are still working on it. They are overpackers. They have more to go through. But this house fits us perfectly. Like my husband's like, this is not downsizing. This is right sizing. We're finally in a house that fits us. And with two kids going away to one kid out, one on his way, this house is perfect for us and is perfect when they come back with their families. Every room gets used. It's gorgeous. I'm here recording. I can see San Francisco Bay. It's enchanted. Our yard it's like a park. It's enormous. Our dogs love running through it. We are 18 minutes from the ocean, 30 minutes from San Francisco, 50 minutes from my daughter. My husband left the other day. He's like, I'm going to run an errand. He surprised me. He brought her back. It was kind of like the time it takes to go do all the groceries. People come all over the world to the city to see it. I couldn't see any of this from Colorado, but I chose to believe it anyways. We're moving towards better. So for you, hold on to it. Even if you can't see the other side of it, you are moving towards better. I promise. Way, 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 way better. If you can't see it yet, just choose to believe it anyways. Keep moving. And then join my program. I'll help you get there. So here's journal prompts. I want you to really think about this. If you want to take this work deeper, is number one, where instead of fighting myself and scaring myself with all disaster, scary stories about losing this job and the house and all the rest, where could I just surrender to myself and trust myself? I'm always moving towards better. Number two, what is the data right in front of me that I've not been looking at or paying attention to or hoping isn't true? What if I could just look at it as straight up facts and see what it's showing me? Number three, what decision could I make right now to stop all the spinning out? If I really trusted myself, I'm the fairy godmother that gets me to the ending of the story that I deserve. What decision would I make? Number four, what unconventional move haven't I tried yet? And I am telling you, if you're not in my program, you have not tried to coach your boss. That changes everything. But you just wanted, the point is you want to do something new. Number five, what was my original why for taking this job? I had a really good reason. Younger me, we love her. She had a really good reason. What was it? Because unless and until you love on younger you who did this, you're not going to make another decision. You'll freak yourself out. You'll be so scared to make a decision because every time you do, you're mean to yourself. No, go find the reason why younger you made this brilliant decision. Honor it, love it, connect with it. And then you can make another decision. Number six, if I truly believe this was all temporary, I was always moving towards better, what would I do differently right now? In closing, moving across the country with no house, no plan, 80% of belongings headed to donation taught me something. The real skill is not having it all figured out always forever. It's learning to keep moving and trusting myself. Whether you're navigating a brutal real estate market or a job that needs to change, these lessons work, so use them. Move towards better. If you're ready to stop waiting and start moving, Next Level Freedom is where we do this work. It's the only community built specifically for women physicians who want part time hours at full time doctor pay and under 90 days. Lifetime access, one time investment of $2,500. We even help your institution pay for this. We have an institutional funding brochure that works. So join us this week. Book your free sales call right now. And I want to ask you a favor. If you listen to the very end, thank you so much. You're amazing. Would you please forward this episode to women physicians in your life who really need to hear it? And then leave a 5-star rating and review wherever you're listening to this podcast. It helps me know what's landing, but also helps this podcast grow. I want to say one last thing. I forgot to put in the podcast. So those of you who are listening, this is your Easter egg. So as we're like going through this brutal housing market, and the thought that really helped me was, hey, Mike, when we sell this house, it's going to be equally easy. We're going to put it on the market. In a couple of minutes, it's going to be gone. No inspection, no work, no replacing a roof. We're just going to collect millions of dollars and head to our next house. I mean, that's kind of a baller thing to look forward to, right? We're always moving towards it better. See you next time. Bye.